6 years ago, my wife took nothing but an ideal and faith and turned it into a multi-million-dollar business with multiple streams of income. As a woman possessed, she overcame all obstacles and created multiple streams of wealth that has impacted our family for generations to come. From mental health professional to therapist to author to CEO, she is a constant reminder of the grace of God over her life. Get ready to listen to and take notes from Stenell, the money therapist, as she schools you on money, entrepreneurship, and life skills that was not taught. No more excuses. Wake up!
Thank you for that introduction, husband. Welcome back to No More Excuses, Wake Up, where you'll learn about money, entrepreneurship, and life skills that was not taught. This is our 5th episode, so we are in our 5th week. I am excited about that. So every week we talk about money, entrepreneurship, or life skill. This is our 5th week, and we are back to money. So this topic today, we're going to talk about another paycheck. I really enjoy this topic. It's going to be really quick because it's not too much to say about another paycheck. I have a method when it comes to having another job, getting paid again or getting paid twice in your existing job. So I have a method for that for you to get out of debt. Many times we get a part-time job to bring in extra income so we can help pay the bills when our primary job is not enough, to survive. Maybe you have a job right now that offers overtime and that money is applied to help pay bills. Whatever the situation, you need to do what you need to do for your family. The point of this is so you can get out of debt and also so you can live that life that God created you to live. Sometimes we are blessed with another source of income, but without a plan, we end up missing the blessing behind those resources that God provided for us. So I want to give you some examples of what not to do when it comes to your money. I want to jump into that so you can be clear when you get another paycheck, when you get up in the morning or after you go to work all day and you have to go to a second job. You want to make sure that you have a plan. Remember, I said you have to plan for everything. If you don't plan, then there's going to be some failure somewhere in there. So you go to work, you work all day, you have kids, you have another job, however the situation is. Now we're dealing with COVID, you might be home, working all day. You want to make sure that extra paycheck is applied to get you out of debt. The way we see our money has everything to do with how we spend the money, which is why we see people that win a lottery. And they win millions of dollars in the lottery and they're broke 5 years later. Why? Because there was no plan. By changing my personal perception of money, my thought process, Tony's thought process, when we were $50,000 in debt, we were able to get out of that debt in a year. And I'm always going to talk about that because I am so blessed, grateful, and happy that something just flicked like this is not the way to live. By building yourself up and altering your relationship with money, because money is a relationship, and that is another topic. I am going to really get into some psychology when I talk about your relationship and the thought process between money, having a relationship with your money, and the different types of personalities and how it's related to your money. That is a banging topic. Building yourself up and altering your relationships with money, you will see a change. So as a general rule, when you are in debt, extra income should not be used for certain purchases such as vacation. Extra income is not used to go on vacation. Extra income is not used to, ladies, purchase $100 of hair extensions and installations. Yes, I said it. Not while you in debt, you can't do it. Get a wig, get a lace front wig, wash that wig, wear the wig. Yes, I know it's maybe $200. You gotta look good. I understand that until you get out of debt or learn how to do your own hair. I am really serious. Having an extra income is not pedicures, getting your toes polished, painting your toenails. Do it yourself. It's cheaper. Extra income is not buying outfits to go out to dinner, parties, vacation. No one cares what you wear. They don't even know you. Doesn't matter. You don't take your extra income and spend $100 when you're in debt. Can't do it, can't afford it, don't do it. Expensive clothes for yourself or your kids. Your kids don't have no job. They don't need no expensive clothes. What about Michael Jordan's? No, can't do it. Michael Jordan is already rich. He has money. He don't need your money. And you teach your kids don't buy Jordans. Let me tell you, my son wear Jordans, and I tell him, you have $150 on your feet. Do you have $150 in your bank times 2? Do you have that? Is $300 in your bank account? Then you don't need no Jordans. Electronics for yourself or your kids. Kids walking around with iPhones, and we walking around with iPhones, but we're in debt. I'm telling y'all, this is everything that I told myself when I was $50,000 in debt. I'm like, yo, this is crazy. This makes no sense. I have so many electronics. Old iPads, old iPhones, all this stuff. If I sold it, everything that I had that I no longer use, ridiculous. Excursions. When you go to your local beach, going jet skiing, boat rentals, can't afford it. When you go to your local beach, you bring your food, or you might have, we'll talk about that in another podcast, you might have your envelopes. Maybe you have enough, you already budget your envelopes when you go to the beach. When you're in debt, your entire thought process is different. This is not cool. Being in debt is not the way of life. And cars, all these different things that we see make it seem like this should be the way of life. Debt is not the way of life. The way of life is living your life without debt. When you have that other paycheck, listen, I misuse my money. I was spending my money on all these things that I'm telling you about. Everything. Before my hair was natural, I was getting my hair done every 2 weeks. I was getting wigs, weaves, all kinds of stuff. Just not thinking to apply my money. I want to live, right? And I don't want to live to pay debt. I was spending my money on all kinds of stuff, but none of these things was assisting me with my debt or helping me to build wealth or helping my family to build wealth or teaching my family how to get out of debt. Once I got out of debt, I was able to manage an entire spending system. And you can do the same. You can just manage the system. And that system is making sure that you take all your income, all your checks, everything that you have to get out of debt. And then you will continue that system. And if you have another job or whatever your situation is with a job, and let's say you don't have any more debt, and now you can take that and you can put it for an IRA account. Or you might say, look, I have this other job, it's easy, it's cool, but have a plan with it. All right, so I'm gonna have this job for a year. In this year, my debt is paid. My debt's going to be paid in 2021. Okay, $20,000. This is just an example. Then next year, I'm going to take other $20,000 that I make doing this extra income, this extra job, and I'm going to open up an IRA or my kid's 529 plan, because depending on what age you are, you only can pay up to $6,500 or I believe it's $7,000 depending on your age. You can make plans like that, or I'm going to put the rest in an emergency fund. Have a plan with your money. That's what I'm basically saying. I am going to dive deep when I talk about entrepreneurship, when it's time to pay yourself, because when I first started with my businesses, I was just doing all stupid, crazy stuff. I was not having a detailed plan once I was able to get that extra paycheck. So that's why I'm so sincere on telling you what to do with that paycheck. And exactly when Tony and I got out of debt, we used the burner syndrome, but that burner syndrome came from another paycheck. So I was able to apply that money to get out of debt. To manage my spending, I applied all the money that I had in that extra paycheck. I had an envelope to go to the movies, but not as much as we splurge, as I always said to you. In my burner system, I teach you how to still live, so you can still do things. However, another paycheck, you're not doing it. That comes out of your first paycheck or your main job. But this extra paycheck is no games. This extra paycheck is specifically to get you out of debt. So that was my purpose. So let me give you an example. So if you have a MasterCard with a $4,500 balance, your extra paycheck or your overtime check, let's say it's $395 and you get $395 after taxes, $395 bi-weekly. That's cool. You send MasterCard the entire $395. You don't send them $295. You know how we are. Be like, all right, I'm going to take $50 for myself. No, you're not. You're not, because you have another job. you don't want to do that. Because many times we don't say, hey, in my life, I want to have 2 or 3 jobs. You're doing it because you have to do it, right? So we're not going to do that. We want to send MasterCard the entire $395. So once you do that, your balance is now $4,105 because you started off with your balance being $4,500. When you subtract $395, your balance is now $4,105. Then when you get paid again, you send MasterCard another $395. That will bring your balance to, in this example, $3,710. After doing this for 6.5 months, guess what? Your entire MasterCard that was choking you, a $4,500 balance, is now paid off. 6 months? Yes, you can do it. Yes. What? No more excuses. You got this. You can do it. So you're going to apply this concept with every extra income that you get. Everything that you get, you're going to apply the same concept. And if you're able to double that, let's say you take that $395 and you double that times 2, you have $790. And guess what? If you pay that bi-weekly, you will now be out of debt of that $4,500 within 3 months. And that's it. But my point is, if you have another paycheck, you take that entire paycheck. Don't play around. Don't go to dinners with it. Don't get no Jordans. Don't get no pedicures. When I was able to pay myself and I had that other income, and I still do it from this day, when I tell you I love to live, I love to live. That paycheck is cash. That is cash money. My other paychecks pays the bills. The other one is to live. And it's very important that you are strategically making a plan. Now, let me give you a money tip. Stay true to the process and watch the debt get smaller. If you do this, you will feel 1 or 2 emotions. You will either feel happy to see the debt is disappearing, or upset with yourself as you try to figure out how you got so deep in debt in the first place. And let me tell you about my emotions, which one I had. I was so upset. I was like, I can't believe this. This is crazy. I work too hard. I done started these companies. I make way too much money to be on somebody all this. It's ridiculous. So my emotions, I was upset with myself. And me being upset with myself is really when we buckled down. Literally buckled down. I mean, come on. Having companies and not even having an emergency fund? Yo, that was ridiculous. Yeah, I was mad. I was real mad. So remember that if you stick to applying any extra money to your debt, in time, it will disappear. Okay? So, I'm done. This is quick. When you have that other paycheck, honestly, all of that paycheck goes to that entire debt. Just keep doing it, keep doing it, keep doing it. You will see that it disappear, and you will no longer be having a situation of being in debt. Just stay true to the process. I will see you next week. And remember, if you have another job, you apply all your money to your debt. All right, y'all. No more excuses. Y'all know what y'all need to do. Wake up. Thank you for listening to No More Excuses, Wake Up. If you love the show, please subscribe, rate, and review on iTunes or Spotify. To learn more about me and my different agencies and what I do, go to StenellMyersEnterprises.com. While you're there, check out Money Therapy Institute and watch my video where you will see me doing a little acting, showing you how I fought and kicked down closed doors. You can also click on Stenell the Money Therapist and get my free budget spreadsheet. And of course, you can email me at contact@StenellTheMoneyTherapist.com. I'm also on social media on Facebook at Stenell the Money Therapist and Instagram at Stenell the Money Therapist. No more excuses. Y'all know what y'all need to do. Wake up.